Where gonna work? Look how close this shelf is.
This way, how are you gonna get your hand up? Can we take that shelf out?
No, it's like totally in there, but I mean, even for the sake of the plumbing on the, and this, yeah, like 6 inches under there.
That's, yeah. This shelf is,
Real bad.
it's like almost like we have to cut the shelf in the middle and take it out and have 2 side shelves. This is a plumbing nightmare. You got 6 inches of room to work in.
Yeah, today we're going out to Port Hope. The next 2 weeks on schedule, we need to be tree spading. So we have lots of trees going down to Port Hope. We have a stint with the guys going to Port Hope for 2 weeks for tree planting. So to prepare for that, we have to have the trees spaded and ready to go. So we're gonna go spading. We're gonna run 2-man teams, so we can run a little more efficient than last year. So we can have 2 guys actually spading, so 1 person in the machine, 1 person grabbing the basket, the burlap, putting it around, and then behind that will be 2 guys wrapping the baskets tightly with the burlap, and then tightening the basket with the crank. Then the last 2 will be with a skid steer, another guy, the other skid steer picking up the tree, putting it back in the hole, while the other guys hooking the chains up and unhooking the chains up. So we'll be able to run a lot faster. So if I'm in the spade with somebody, or Kyle's in the spade, whoever's in the spade, as we're moving along, we don't have to wait for the next tree to be wrapped before we move in. So we'll have an assembly line going, so we're not wasting time. Brian. Dude, this is crazy. Look at Brian has no beard.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa.
know, hey.
Come over here.
Hey.
What happened? What did you do?
Special feature on that.
Just like magically fell off.
It fell right off. Yeah.
Wow. How do you feel?
Naked.
Like a new man?
What the f? What? I knew there was something different. Who is this guy? 7 new hires.
It's like anytime anybody cuts hair, it's like a whole new thing.
Why'd you cut it?
I don't know. It's been here since like 2018, 2019. I was like, maybe let's change it up a little bit.
We all know why he cut it.
I got a wedding to
We
go
all
to.
know. Oh, a wedding. Okay.
Wedding to go to. With her. Yeah.
Get married?
No. Wedding for my girl's cousin.
Yeah. New man.
New man's.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Fun stuff. It took me so long. Actually, like I was sitting there in front of the mirror with the scissors, just like.
You did it yourself?
Yeah.
I would have went to have somebody do it. I couldn't do that.
Oh, no, I'm not paying somebody to do that. Maybe eventually if I get it long enough and like want to groom it in some sort of way, but for the time being, I'll just do it myself.
But for like 8 years you had it, I treat myself, you know?
That's true, but I felt like I had to do it myself. Just like sit there, just like ready yourself. Just really, it was stressful. But as soon as you snip the tail off, that was like the rest of it was whatever. The tail was like scary though.
Hey boss!
No going back. No going back.
No going back.
Yeah!
It's another 7 years.
So we're doing some plumbing out here in Port Hope, getting this sink installed, and then I think we're gonna be going doing some plumbing hookups. I'm not sure where the lines are.
It's not gonna work. Look how close this shelf is.
This way, how are you gonna get your hand up? Can we take that shelf out?
No, it's like totally in there, but I mean, even for the sake of the plumbing on the, and this, yeah, like 6 inches under there.
That's, yeah. This shelf is,
Oh, real bad.
it's like almost like we have to cut the shelf in the middle and take it out and have 2 side shelves. And this is a plumbing nightmare. You got 6 inches of room to work in.
Hey Ryan, take that up to my parents' house and fill up that tire.
I'm not turning it off. It's not turned on. Let it run. That's the same thing.
All right, we're out in Port Hope today tree spading. We're just getting ready for the season and filling up the nursery back at the yard and putting in all the tree rows again. We haven't had tree rows there for a couple of years now, and we're putting everything back there just to get ready for bringing trees straight from the yard to projects instead of coming out here and having to dig them. And also we have quite a number going down to PEI. So we're out here just spading them all out and then putting them inside of the baskets with the burlap. We're having a bit of trouble earlier getting some of the first trees out, but we moved to a different section now and we're moving pretty quick. One thing we have to be really careful with these trees is wrapping the baskets tightly. If we don't take the time to wrap our baskets tightly and make sure the burlap's tied right and the rope's tied right, there's no point in spading the trees at all and the tree baskets will just fall apart. So we took a little extra time in the morning to go over it with the guys on how to properly tie and tension everything, and now we're moving smoothly along here. Yeah, this is the tree spade we have here today. We have one smaller one. It's a 36 inch. This is a 42 inch. So that is the diameter at the top of the tree basket. So what happens is as we go to spade, these big blades jam into the ground. So what I do is I open these 2 arms up, go around the tree, and then I close it. And then slowly as I go down, I go like blade 1, blade 2, blade 3, blade 4, and evenly distribute it as I'm going down all the way until it's at the very bottom. And then normally just what the roots are, you have to wiggle back and forth a little bit to wiggle the roots loose. And then we just pull straight up and then they're ready to go in the basket. So it's definitely difficult learning how to learn spade at first, but the more time you spend in it, it gets a lot easier, and I think it's fun. I don't know. I don't think the guys think it's very fun, but I do. But yeah, it's been working great. I mean, this one's so old, like my dad's logos are still on here from his company, and this is still working great. We had a little refurb done on it last year. The electrical was redone and replaced a couple hydraulic hoses. Other than that, it's still running perfect and will get us through the next couple seasons.
One video, man.
That's good.
Here we are on another exciting day at Private Paradise. Today we're heading over to our Calistoga job. We're doing deck refinishing on 2 decks. One is IPA wood. It's a really dense wood that's it's like a high-end product. It's made out of a special tree. It has a really, it's really dense, so it has a really high fire rating, and like it doesn't weather as much as even pressure treat. It's like it stays good for a long time. So sanding that is quite the process, and then you just apply this fancy IPA oil over that. The other deck is pine. We're just sanding that out, refinishing and restaining the other deck, and then we're turning an existing it's like a pool storage shed. We're turning that into a house pool bar, and then we're also putting in an outdoor kitchen right close to that, right onto the pool deck, and we're just raising up the depth of these metal planter boxes that he has existing, and then also we just need to finish up the pool.
So you're now the new crew lead. What's that feel like?
It feels really good. There's just the added responsibility on there. It's like you gotta plan, organize, and direct the people in the right way, which I have a really good team, so it's not too difficult of a task. And they have these really nice systems set up when training to go along with the Element Crew app and the Fleetio, or not Fleetio, but Leanscaper AI, which makes it really easy. Christian came in and gave us good training on that the other day, so it's really simple. Once you're shown what good looks like, you just fill out the forms and you know that you're doing what was tasked.
So today we're working on this pool patio. It's a flagstone patio that had some points of failure. So we're going through and fixing the mistakes of previous workers here. So there's a few issues that it's had. First of all, a lot of the joints were actually just cracked and loose. So all the mortar was not attached to the sides of the stone anymore. It was causing the stones to be able to shift around. There's also issues especially on the edges like this, where the drainage and the basing of the stones wasn't done properly. So the stones had, when people were walking on the edge, they actually just popped up. That's an issue with having proper base underneath the sides, and also an issue with the drainage, where water was probably sitting on the joints, causing them to fail. So with those are the kind of issues we are having to deal with. In order to fix it, we've first of all gone through and used our saws to cut all of the previous existing joints out in preparation for us to relay the mortar. Now we're going to be going across and looking for any stone that is completely detached from the base below it, and popping those back up, grinding out the area underneath it, and then relaying them properly. On the edges, we're going to have to pull up almost all of the stones on the edge and properly base them in underneath, and then lay them again as well. There's also some little issues, like some stones being a little bit crooked, that we can fix while we're at it. But for the most part, it's redoing the joints and fixing stones that have popped up and are kind of just like loose and shifting around. The part of this job that the homeowner is not going to see, but I will, is what is underneath the stones. As we're laying them, it's seeing that the base is done properly, that the joints were put in properly, the care was put into making sure that there's a proper bond between the mortar and the stones. That's something that the homeowner will not see initially, but they will see 5 years down the line when it starts to fail, when things start to pop up and get loose again. So as a stonemason, it's very important to me that my work doesn't become an issue for somebody else down the line. So making sure that it's done properly from the ground up is what's most important for us, to hopefully not have to get called back to fix our own work again.
just chipping that stone, the concrete here, so we can relay the stone back in there. Because if I lay it like that, it will be higher than the other ones. So I take that off and fill it up with mortar, and then put it level with the other one. Should be able to put it at the same level. Hello, I am Cesar. I started working here not too long ago. I'm fairly new here. I'm very happy to be here. It's a very good company, very good team, teammate. Like everybody is just so nice and so hard worker, including the boss. When you see the boss working, and if you don't know them, you probably think they're one of us because they work so hard and they're so nice, treating people well the way it's supposed to be. And my co-worker is just unbelievable. So everything around here is just so organized, so nice. I'm just so excited to keep learning, to keep doing more things. We just finished the nice arch. I think the customers is really happy with it, and we are very proud to be part of this company. Very, very, very nice. I'm very super excited to learn more with them and to go long term here. It's very nice. I really appreciate the opportunity here, and it's a good place to be.
So how do you chip it out? Like, what's the process of getting the old mortar out?
I try to use the grinder just to make the concrete a little smaller. Like put a couple of cuts in here, and then after that I just use the chisel and the hammer to break the concrete. And with the mortar I'll level that up, put the stone back in.
So why is it so important that you have to take all of that out before putting new one in?
Oh, because if I don't do that, first of all, the mortar won't stick good. So the other tile will be sitting higher than this. So it's very important to take this out and put fresh mortar. That way it will be nice and level.
So this week there's a lot on my plate actually. So we have some new incoming designs. We're still working on completing other designs. The carpenters are staining decks, which I'm trying to get a color match. Window orders, custom window orders, lots going on. So it's design week this week, and I'm working on a few new clients, structures and backyard patios, pergola builds. So I'm trying to really focus on the details, so it won't go wrong in the field, and so the guys know what to build. So this week some challenges. Tamara is away, so we don't have a project manager, so we're all trying to kind of get together and make sure all the crews are in order and while still doing our regular tasks. So it's a lot on the plate this week. I have a few design projects on the go. Currently, I'm working on a little courtyard garden to expand onto this existing property. So one thing I try to keep in mind, even though there's some late nights lately, just trying to get everything done, is you got to keep the quality. So try not to go too fast, because if you go too fast, you're probably going to miss something. So just taking your time, and even if that means a few late nights here and there. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of the idea picture that the client likes. So we have an existing pergola, so I'm trying to design this courtyard so you can have this courtyard before you walk into this pergola. So just seeing the scale of the sidewalk or the gravel pathway dimensions and kind of getting it to match with the theme of the current design.
Yeah, this week's really busy. To start off, we have the hardscape crew out in Port Hope spading trees. We're trying to get a bunch spaded up and back at the yard to keep as inventory for the rest of the year. We have the masons repointing the back patio, and then we have the carpenters working over at my dad's on building a bar and redoing his deck. So it's really important this week that we stick to our timelines and our goals
or else it'll eat into next week's schedule. And I'd say the most important thing that we don't break this week is our tree spade out in Port Hope, because that will really ruin our schedule, because we have a tight window here for spading. So hopefully everything goes well.
Today I'm putting a mailbox at the front of the house, and then I'm gonna put some mullions on some shed windows. Head over to Calistoga with Jim. Gonna change the filter head of the pool there, and then come back and I'm gonna help Raylene put in the lighting just around the yard. I put all the wire yesterday. Now she's gonna go around and tell me exactly where she wants the lights, and then we'll be placing them and put them in their creative positions. But yeah, that's about it for the day. It's Good Friday, and then we got a long weekend, so I want to get these things done. See, we got a bit of more scheduling, so like every task we have, we're giving times to complete now, so we can actually, you know, if we're lacking motivation or we don't know when things are supposed to be done, hey, here, you got 3 hours for this task, and you know, so now like guys know to pick up their feet instead of just having a task. So it's good, a little bit of pressure to get things done, but I think it's a good pressure because it benefits everybody. Everyone gets better for that. So that's what we're doing. It's a good mailbox. I guess now we can take this whole hunky-dory off.
So today we're in Calistoga working on the owner's deck. It's an Ipe deck, so it's like a super dense, really hard wood, pretty top of the line for exterior products that you can get. Looks great once it's sanded, but unfortunately it's pretty weathered, so we're taking 36 grit belt sander to it, and then we're using 60 grit on palm sanders to make it nice and smooth again. But it's so hard, it's taking forever. We got me and Ray doing this. He's out grabbing a part for a pressure washer, but yeah, I'm just here trekking away on the sander. We're building one of the old storage rooms into like a bar service area, so they're going to be like a big pass-through window that opens up sideways, and then they'll have a bar counter outside, fridge and sink inside. So we built the frame for that, cut the hole out, waiting on the window, and I think we might be putting in another outdoor kitchen kind of over here. So yeah, it'll be cool. We're just waiting on supplies at this point. When we're doing such big sanding projects like this, we go through a lot of sandpaper, no matter what, but you try to preserve and reuse as much of it as you can, so you can get this cool product. It's like an eraser for sanders. And I got a dirty sanding pad right now, so turn it on like this, and then just run it sideways. And it's good as new. Yeah. So you can keep reusing the same things until the all the grit wears off. But as long as it gets stays clean and not gummed up, it actually does its job and scrapes and sands. So yeah, this thing is a little lifesaver. It's interesting. I haven't used one since high school or elementary school actually. Now I'm using it on the job site again.
Yeah, today we're at Calistoga Drive, Mark, the owner's house. We're doing a few projects labeled under design build. We're refinishing all of his decks, his pool deck, his house deck, and we're creating this outdoor pool bar, which is a fun project. This was an existing structure, so we cut an opening for a nice bifolding window. Inside we're creating spots for like a bar fridge and a sink, and just have cabinetries and stuff like that. It's going to turn out really nice. Everything's going pretty well. For the pool deck, it's a high-end lumber. It's called Ipe. It's a really dense lumber, so we're just having to sand that. We're pressure washing it now and sanding. It's a whole process, but it's going to turn out really nice. And then we apply this Ipe oil, and that keeps it nice for years to come, hopefully. So we're always just trying to bring like the world-class quality into every project that we have, but just knowing that the boss will like 100% see this, it's nice because you know that he's going to see your work, but it's also puts a little bit of pressure on. But we're always trying to give that high quality standard into all of our work, so it's not too different. Yeah, so what separates the high-end kitchen that we're installing and the cabinetry for the outdoor bar is it's just more like the finishing work, because you need to be really precise with the finishing work, because as a carpenter at least, like, your work can look 90% good, but as a carpenter it's like your eye is always drawn to that one imperfection, so we need to have 0 imperfections. That's how you get up to the standard that we're at.
And what's the timeline like for this build?
The timeline length for this build was just a couple days, but we're just waiting on this window to come in.
How much longer will it take once the window's in?
Oh, it'll only be another day on this, installing the window and finishing up this, and then we'll have another, like a sub come in with the countertop. So I just gotta finish out the doors, get the appliances, spots precise, and get it ready with we're doing a cedar board finish along the outside and for the bottoms and the shelves. And then they're gonna come in with a nice countertop.
Just turn that on.
Hi, Dylan.
Good morning.
Over there, is that dead too? Anything that's dead, I should just come out with the excavator today and rip it out. Or we can wait. We can wait.
These are buddies.
Yeah, but I meant that little guy over there. I'm not sure. Anyways, we can wait another week before we rip anything out. Something blooming a little late.
Okay, so we'll just tell him all the maples.
All these maples here, and if he can just in between the big ones like this, stick a smaller one.
Yeah.
You can go along and get all the big ones in there first. I'll go get the loader and move that right now.
Okay.
Well, actually, maybe I should just grab the loader and push it into the pile of dirt.
Okay. He said 8:30, so.
I'll move that, and then we'll lay out lights for Ryan.
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Don't go in the ground very deep. Eh? Oh, there, that one.
So yeah, we have Dutch Master Nurseries here today. We're just spading our maples right now before they fully leaf out. We're trying to create a nursery here for ourselves, so just creating straight rows and moving trees around so we can bring new trees in.
Tag maples, but you need to dig the other one.